Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Wisdom from the Field. I'm sitting here today, the very special guest, Rabbi Aryeh Kaltman from Chabad of Columbus, Ohio. Welcome, Rabbi Kaltman.
Welcome.
Thank you for joining us. So, could you share with me before your, I think, 35 years in shlichus? Can I know how to?
34 years, Baruch Hashem.
34. Baruch Hashem. Could you share with us a little bit? Bring us into what Chabad of Columbus, Ohio is.
Chabad of Columbus, we are here to help every single Yid in Columbus, Ohio. There's approximately 25,000 Jews in Columbus. 5,000 are affiliated. Our community is 20,000 Jews.
Amazing. So, thank you so much. You're our, I have to say, the fastest from the time I reached out to you to we're sitting right now recording is maybe 10 minutes. So I'm inspired by your zrizus to do a mitzvah.
You know what it is? The young shluchim need chizuk. Absolutely, whatever it takes to help young shluchim. I want to try and be available, and I take it seriously. And I'm very, very thankful for the people who have helped me, and the next generations. The Rebbe shluchim have to be matzliach in everything they do, and any problem you can fix with money is not a problem. That's what my Zaidi used to say. So it's just money. That's all it is. So a shliach should have a big appetite. You own the community. The community belongs to you, my friends. And you have to get out there and you have to hustle. And the rep is waiting for us to finish Golos once and for all.
Amen. So, what can you share from your 34 years of being in the field, and building, like you said, financial support for your maisid? What has been your some of your biggest lessons?
You have to daven, because at the end of the day, everything's Chinik. You can have ideas, you can think, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that. It's all Chinik. At the end of the day, you got to daven, you got to cry out to the Eibishter for brachos. You have to cry out to the Eibishter that I have a financial security so that your kids see that you don't struggle, your kids see that you can do whatever you want, and money is not a barrier. It's not the money. Everything belongs to the Eibishter, and the Eibishter wants you to be matzliach, so not to be Nispoel. Don't be Nispoel. That's what I can say. Number one. Number two, I'll just tell you a story to start off, and you'll tell me which way you want it to go. There was a man in Baruch Hashem, we came out straight after shlichus, and there was a man. He was honored by the Columbus Jewish Foundation. They honored him. And on the front page, back then it was called the High Jewish Chronicle, he said on the front page, I have never met a bad charity. I called up his secretary, and I said, my name's Aryeh Kaltman, and I help kids. At that time, I ran the Shansky Chabad House at the Ohio State University. And I said, I need an appointment, please. And she said, sure. And she put me down into an appointment, and it was all official. And I turned up, and he was an elderly gentleman. And he said, and he used the Shem HaMeferish, but didn't have 71 letters. It had 4 letters. He said, get out of my office, get out. So I said, Mr. Schiff, I very much appreciate, I don't understand what you're saying, but if you're giving me a blessing to be fruitful and multiply, I really appreciate it. So he said, get out. So I came back on Friday. And this is the secret. Your wife needs to have a very good challah. My wife's challah is the best challah in the world. Everyone swears by my wife's challah. So I came back on Friday. He said, I thought I kicked you out. I said, but I'm back. I don't take things personally. So I'm back. So he said, the Shem HaMeferish. And then I kept on coming back every Friday. And pretty soon, He, was love at first sight, little shaky beginning. But the point is, he became my biggest donor.
Wow.
And $2,000 went to $10,000, it went to $20,000, went to $40,000, it went to $80,000. This is a long time ago. This is in 1995 or 96. And
Huh.
Baruch Hashem, the vert is, don't take it personally. It took 9 no's for Moshe Rabbeinu to get one yes. Don't think that the no is a real no. It's not a real no. You're one step closer to a yes. And if it's about you, if it's about your feelings, then you got a problem. Because it's not fun being screamed at. It's not fun getting thrown out of an office. It's not fun. I thought it was funny, actually. But at the time, it's strange. But I kept on coming back, and my wife's challah was good, and I davened. I davened very hard for hatzlacha, and you have to connect with people. I mean, I could tell you a lot of stories. I have a lot of
Yeah,
stories,
keep
but
going.
whatever you
What would you say with this? First of all, I love that story, and I love that you were in a Nispoel and you kept going. What would you say? Like, was there any specific point, breaking point for this yid that had him warm up to you?
whenever I came into his office, I brought students. I don't ask for money. Never ask for money. Don't ask. I don't believe in it. I sell concepts. And you get the balabas to buy into your concept, you do. This is the bottom line. Bottom line is, it's not gimme, like a yitush, I need this, I need this. No, I'm going to help you. Every person, I don't care who you have a problem. Solve the person in the balabas's problem. Show that you care. Show that you're sincere. I've been woken up in the middle of the night. I try. I'm always there for anyone in need. That's what Chabad is. That's the Rebbe Shluchim. And it's not about us. It's never about us. He hurt my feelings. Okay, he hurt my feelings. Very good, he hurt my feelings. But it was never supposed to be about me. I have a job to do. And I need money to pay for the job. And if you sell concepts, a long time ago, it was 1995. We had a very big dinner. Yitzchak Shamir was coming, and I met with the guy in charge of the Ohio State University. You're talking about billions of dollars. And he told me he's not Jewish, very nice guy, Jerry May. And I spoke to him, and he said, "Rabbi, I want to tell you something." And this is what he told me. So we went to Max Fisher. He's a very wealthy yid. He passed away. And we went to Max Fisher, and we asked Max Fisher we wanted him to pay for a business school. And we asked for money. And he said no. And we went back and we sold him the concept. And he bought into the concept. And once he buys into the concept, it's done.
This is what
And
this head of the school is telling you.
yeah, Jerry May told me. And now he's one of the biggest fundraisers in the entire world. And this concept resonated with me. You ask for money or a schnorr. You sell a concept. You have buy-in into a concept. You speak with passion, and you show that you care. You show that it's real. When I went back to this elderly individual who became the biggest donor, he saw students. He saw secular students. They said, "We're staying Jewish because of Chabad." He bought in because he saw it's real. It's not gehackte Chinik. Statistics are real people with their tears wiped away. When you make it real, when you bring it down, lamata masora tvachim, then you can make things happen.
Wow.
I could tell you a story. You have any individual questions I could tell you, or stories, whatever you want?
The stories are good. The stories are lived
Because I'm going to tell you a
experience.
beautiful story. I'm going to tell you
Go on,
an amazing story. So
please.
Herb Schiff, he was a wonderful guy. And Nabachi passed away. It happens. And all of his grandchildren, this is huge. He was totally secular, Reformed Jew. All of his grandchildren married Jewish. It's a miracle. It's a portion of a miracle. So So when he passed away, I was in big trouble because of $80,000. It's very dangerous. You know, you have a budget, you have to pay salaries, and Nebuch, $80,000 is a big hit. Oh my God, it's huge. So, and this mamish, I live from these stories. So I give presents. I give a lot of presents with my wife's challah and everything. I believe in getting out, hustling. Don't be Nispoel. Be nice to everyone. You know what? I'm nice to people. I'm nice to secretaries. I'm nice to janitors. I'm nice to schleppers. And people see you push it. You care about people. That helps. That's real. So what happened was I had a calendar. That was my main source of fundraising back then. We sold ads. A guy in California bought an ad. He bought an ad. And the guy in California, I sent him the calendar. You always have to have follow-up. You have to show, you know, what your ad did. I sent him a calendar. Next week I get a letter in the mail. Dear Rabbi Kaltman, I was visiting my son in Los Angeles. He doesn't lead a Jewish life. Here is a small token of appreciation, $18,000. Unbelievable.
Again,
Then,
this is the father
no,
of
this is the mother of a balabas who bought an ad, who
okay.
does business with my friend who bought an ad for $2,500. That's the cheapest ad. Okay. So it's before Purim. Might as well show appreciation. I send this elderly lady exquisite shliach manos, beautiful shliach manos. And next week, you get a letter in the mail. Dear Rabbi Kaltman, here's a small token of appreciation, $18,000. Oh my God. Gavaldik. So it's before Pesach. The Rebbe says every Yid has to have shmur matzah. I sent her 2 gigantic boxes of shmur matzah. Next week, like clockwork, I get back, dear Rabbi Kaltman, thank you for the shmur matzah. Here's a small token of appreciation, $18,000. It's right before Lag Baimer. I want to send my new friend a bow and arrow. My wife says, don't do it. So I waited. I had a skafia. I wait till Shavuos. I sent her a cheesecake, an incredible cheesecake. Dear Rabbi Kaltman, 1 week later, here's a small token of appreciation, $18,000. Can you imagine? And I tell my wife, I say, this is mamash unbelievable. This is mamash from God. So it's like an ATM almost, you know? So I'm not complaining. So I tell, Esther, maybe I should call her up. She's, don't call her up. But you know what? I really want to call her up. So I call up this lady, and I'm scared. I am scared. I call her up because I got a good thing going. Why ruin it? So I call her up. I said, her name. I said, I know that the calendar was beautiful. I know that the Mishleach Manas was divine. I know that the Shmur Matzah was crunchy. I know that your taste buds devoured the cheesecake. But there's got to be something to it. She said, let me tell you, you're right. 1953, my father comes from Mukach. My brother Lee is very sick. I'm a little girl. We go to the Lubavitcher Rebbe. My father schleps me. His name was Menachem Mendel. His name was Max Stern. That was her father's name. And we go to the Rebbe. And the Rebbe gives a bracha. My brother Lee gets better. And then I see in my son's house, he doesn't have a Jewish life, your calendar. I see Chabad, the Rebbe. So she says, I never paid back the Rebbe. I never showed appreciation to the Rebbe. When
Wow.
I give you this money, this is thank you to the Rebbe. So I'm thinking to myself, this is unbelievable.
Wow.
I didn't do anything. Nothing. Zero. The Rebbe gives brachos. The Rebbe planted seeds in 1953, and Chabad of Columbus gets to reap the harvest. The brachos are there. And this is the whole inyan of Hey Tavis. Today's Hey Tavis. This is what Hey Tavis is all about. Hey Tavis is all about this. So that, I mean, I could go on and speak to you about Hey Tavis. I don't know if you want me to do that.
Go where you're.
Okay, so there's a sikha. So the sikha Motzei Shabbos Tovshim Mem Vav. So there was 3 Verbringens, okay? For Zeis Chanukah, and then it went into. So in the sikha, the Rebbe asked a question. He says, but this is going to take time. But the bottom line is, in the sikha, the Rebbe asks, you have the Alter Rebbe. So, and the Rebbe doesn't say this clearly, but it's, if you read the sikha between the lines, there's a whole thing. Why did, if the Alter Rebbe got rid of the Kitrug on the Mizritcha Maggid with the story with the crown, so why did the Alter Rebbe have to go again to jail? And then the same thing with the Alter Rebbe. So the Rebbe, there's a difference between before Peterburg, after Peterburg. So the Rebbe doesn't say this clearly, but it's mashma from the Sikha. What's it mashma? That you can have a lot of but the Eibishter can give the Torah, but the question is, are you makabel the Torah? That's the question. The brachos are there. The kitrug, hey tavis, was for us to be makabel the Nesias, and for us to be makabel the brachos. The Rebbe planted the seeds, 1953. We can't get in the way, and we have to let the brachos flow, and we will overcome. Every shliach, there is no reason in the world that a shliach has to struggle. Chas v'sholem. The world was made for you. Your community was made for you. You have to get out there. You have to hustle. Don't take it seriously. You know what Rabbi Chadakov used to say? You know why they buried the dead man? Because he didn't get out of the coffin and fight. That's why they buried the dead man. You have to push it. Don't be in the spot. You say, you don't take yourself seriously. The worst thing is to take yourself seriously. And I see again and again, I see, you get mad at me. Don't react. Don't react. Just thank you. No, the old man, I got abused. I didn't go to trauma therapy. I just came with a good challah, and I was very friendly, and I brought students, and I showed him what we're doing, and then he invested. That's all.
It's
But the
beautiful.
brachos are there. The brachos are there. We have to make a keli, and the brachos will come.
Beautiful.
For me, that's the bottom line, You have to be aggressive. You have to push it, be aggressive. But you have to be, okay, I don't know who's listening to this, but you have to be passive aggressive. You understand? Passive aggressive. You can't be in your face, but passive aggressive is a very good thing.
What do you mean?
I mean, I don't like fighting with Balabatim. I don't like saying, give me this, it's pasnish. I never fight. Never. I could be a little sharp if I have to, but I don't like fighting. I don't like shaking people. I don't like squeezing people. I want them. It's just like we need to be makabel the brachos that Hashem gives us, that our Rebbe, our Nasi provides us. So too, you have to make your balabatim kalim. And everyone has to know that when there's a problem, you are accessible. This idea that shulchan accessible is a terrible thing. I'm sorry. But that's what I believe. I think you have to be accessible. People have to know that you care, that if you have a problem, you'll help them. You're not an institution. You can get past the secretary. I think it's very important. But
Yeah.
Hashem
Yeah.
good to us. I don't ask for money. I sell programs. That's what I do.
Could you tell me more about that? You mentioned that earlier. About what do you mean by, or could you demonstrate, like maybe some stories about selling person on the concept, but
Okay.
having some buy into your concept.
Okay. So someone who has a certain problem in their life obviously will be susceptible to investing in something which solves the problem. For everything, it's different, And you want to do something that no one else in the community is doing. You want to do something unique, creative. And I just think, every place is different. But the main thing is, I think, build up a relationship They're not ATM machines, even though it's very, it's very easy for a person to think that in their brain, and built up a yachas, a relationship, a bond with the person that they know that whatever happens, you're there for them. Whatever happens, you know. Um, I do a lot of levayas. Every word in the levaya is measured. Every word in the levaya is real, and it's hard. But people know they could call me up, and you know I helped. Well, it didn't help enough, but there was a boy in Nebuch, he did suicide. Yeah, yeah, whatever. So on my desk in front of me, I'm at my desk, I have a picture of him putting on tefillin. And the mother gave it to me. And I did his funeral. And it's painful. I never asked him for a cent. But I feel guilty. I feel guilty not working because when I stare at his face, I'm staring at his face now. He has tefillin on. And I stare at his face and I feel like suicide is preventable. People don't have to do suicide. They don't have to overdose. And our job is, see, I'll show you. I have this. This is. So I'm staring at this picture, and this picture motivates me to work harder. It's
Wow.
real. It's not. It's not a pie in the sky. It's not something intangible, but it's real. This boy Ben was part of my life. He sat by my Shabbos table. He was highly intelligent. So see, the more you make things real, the more people see that you're serious about things, the more success you'll have.
Hmm.
And don't take things personally. You have to have thick skin, not because you have thick skin, because Pashat the Rebbe's waiting. We're in Gullus, and money is only a means to an end. It's not an end in itself. Money is something which we need to do our shlichus. And money should not be something that stops us from doing our shlichus. It's just stupid money. That's all it is. Don't take things seriously, And you have to build up your appetite. It's good
What
to
do you
have
mean
an
by that?
appetite. But so a lot of balabatim, they want to find out your lowest point. Your lowest point. So I have a luncheon I just like 2,500. It's a nice number. So a table is 2,500 and it goes all the way up. Once they know how much a table is 2,500, they're going to give you the lowest possible. But then you have to play with it. You know that 5,000 gives so much, 10,000 gives so much, 25,000 gives so much, 50,000 gives so much, 100,000 gives so much. So everyone's looking. How much can I give the rabbi to go away? You understand? I'm just being practical. so, so your lowest point. You think you know what your lowest point is? They know what the lowest point is. And every thank you note, I mamish write thank you. I write on every thank you. It doesn't matter if it's $18, doesn't matter if it's $36. I go out of my way to acknowledge that
Hmm.
they're investing their blood, sweat, and tears in your work. I make them feel good about it. So I don't have a secretary son. I sign it. Takes me hours.
Wow.
Everything's personalized.
Wow. Beautiful. Um, could I ask you? You mentioned it before, but I don't know if I fully got what you're intending with that. You're saying that everybody has a problem and they're willing to
No,
invest to
everyone
solve.
has a problem, and your job is to solve their problem.
So what? How so? Like, what do you mean by that?
Everyone's got a problem. Someone's got an Achilles heel. They have something which is tutvei, something on their heart.
Okay.
Go make it happen. Get rid of the problem. Get rid of the problem. You're in, man.
Hmm.
Because then you took them seriously.
Are you saying in general, even if it's something personal, nothing related to you or you?
No, your job is to have obviously Yisrael. Your job is to help people.
Hmm.
What it is, what the Meshugas is, it's Meshugas. I have a guy now in Nebuch, he lost all his money. I speak to him every day. I mechazik him. I don't get anything from him. But Pashat people, when you do a mitzvah,
Hmm.
when you do a mitzvah, so I have a Baal boss. He flies into Columbus once a year. He's very, substantial. He's kind of horror. He's Baruch Hashem. So my secretary told me the wrong time to pick him up. This is my Shahaya. So I drive my car. It wasn't my car because my car's beat up. I drove my wife's car to the airport, and the guy by the ticket booth, he's a big, heavy-set guy listening to headphones. I say, "Wow, you got new headphones." I have a conversation with him. Just I'm a guy, and it was the wrong time. My secretary told me the wrong time. Then I pick him up at the airport. I take him, and then when I'm leaving, the guy with the headphones is there, and I start a conversation with the guy with the headphones. So the guy who flew in, because I arranged for him to play golf at the best golf club in Ohio, best golf club in Ohio. I have never played golf in my life. I don't know anything about golf, but I arranged for him to play golf at the best golf club in Ohio, one of the best in the nation. So he sees I have a relationship with the schlepper with headphones. So he sees, how do you know that guy? I say, he's my friend. He just got new headphones. Aren't they great headphones? So you can't fake that stuff. That's real. That's real. When people
Wow.
see that you're real, they don't mind investing. Listen, I'm not saying I'm real, but I'm just telling you, my Shaya.
Right.
God made it that my secretary messed up, told me the wrong time. I came the wrong time,
So you
and
got there
lo and behold,
early? You got there early?
no, I'm always early. I'm always on
Okay.
time. Always. So it's a lack of respect to be late. It's pushing not nice. Take people seriously. I don't believe in coming late. I always try and be early, and it's hard. It's very, very hard.
Hmm. Wow. Yeah, beautiful. So, so if I understand correctly, you're saying when you know what's bothering somebody and you're able to help them with that, they they see that you care, and then they reciprocate in different ways.
Well, they see that you
Right.
make things happen. You know, every program you do, you got to get a good turnout. Every time you write a Dvar Torah, it has to be good. It has to be well written. I know it's a strain, but everything you do has to be a pnimi, has to be laser beam. You have to go in and do it properly and give it your heart and soul. Don't make it, I need this, and I need this. No, yeah, everybody needs something. But what does the other person need? What does he need? What are you doing for him? Why is it all about you and your problems?
Hmm.
It's the exact opposite. It's punkt verkehrt.
So
The
so
emphasis is not on me, it's on them.
right. So is there at any point that you have any um explicit conversations about supporting Chabad, or is it's
No,
all
no, I do, of course I do. I have to. So for example, we have a luncheon, and Baruch Hashem, we get a lot of people come to the luncheon. We had 1,268 people came to the luncheon. It's one of the
wow,
biggest luncheons. I think it could be the biggest in Columbus.
wow,
And people know you have a luncheon. They got to buy an ad, but the ad it's $500 a seat, $2,500 a table. So there are levels to show appreciation.
right, wow, wow, beautiful. Um, so Rabbi Kaltman, any other stories come to mind that
Better
demonstrate you're talking about? You mentioned you have to hustle, which means like you have to keep at it, not be Nispoel. You have any other good stories to demonstrate that?
Sometimes I'll tell you something. Sometimes you just don't know where your help comes from. You have no idea where it comes from. And just every day is fresh. Every day is new. I'm telling you, you have to daven well. If you daven well, you can make things happen. If you daven well, when you cry out to the Abish to help me, I need it's push it. It shouldn't be this is the ideal. It shouldn't be that it's a means to an end, the fundraising. It should be that it's a mifsa. You're helping the yid do staka, and that is an end in itself. and he's pushing investing, and they should have accountability. You should show people what did you accomplish with their funds. That's what you should do. That this way, details are very, very important. Details. You can't, because then they see it's real. So I could tell you stories.
Please.
You want to hear stories?
Yeah.
Because
Am
I
I
first.
so acre?
Okay, so this is just interesting. It's an interesting story, but it had many years later. Okay, so it's Haytevis L'chaim. So I'll tell you a story. So I say this every year by the Kiddush HaShluchim, by the Siri HaShluchim. I tell them the story. They like this story, but it has a fundraising component to it. I don't say it to the kids, but it has a fundraising component to it. So I came to Ohio State University with my wife, Tovshin Nun Aleph, 1991. 1991. And there was a kid who was sick. It's a wild university, wild. And they have a hot tub. We have a mikveh. They wear a toga. We wear a talus. And it's Ohio Buckeye. It is the Buckeye Nation. So, Baruch Hashem, football is a very big deal. I'm friends with all the football coaches. I have actually here, have it. Coach Tressel, he won the football. He won um, the winner's manual. He quotes us in the book. He's pushing because I'm close with him. He's the lieutenant governor now. He was our keynote speaker. We didn't have to waste any money on paying him. He spoke for us. He's very, the Ohio State football coaches, the Kohen Gadol of he's you'll have to. Yeah. So anyway, so it's High Street. That's the main street on campus. I used to be campus. Now I'm in the community. So anyway, so it's 1991, maybe 92. So it was Tovshin base. So there's a kid who's sick. So my wife made food to go take to the kid who's sick. So had to walk down the main drag. It's called High Street. It's very appropriate why it's called High Street. And I'm walking down High Street. All of a sudden, two big, hefty guys. They're gigantic. They look like the Vad HaMasada on steroids. And these chevra, they come at me. They're coming after me. I just got married. What do you want from me? I didn't do anything. I'm holding a plate of food. What do you want from me, man? So they come. They're running after me, and their mama's gigantic. So my heart is pounding. I'm swimming in cold sweat, and they come up to me and say, "You Jewish?" I said, "Yeah, Rabbi." I said, "Yo, my name is Jay Salsa." The other one says, "My name is Dave Gardner. We're from Long Island. It's dangerous for you to be here. Where do you got to go?" All of a sudden, I became the safest rabbi in the world.
These are two Jewish kids?
These are Jewish boys from Long Island, proud Jews. They came to the Chabad house. They came. They studied Torah. They had a problem. Both had a serious problem. When they put on tefillin, the ritzua didn't make it to the finger because the muscles were so big. They could bench 550 pounds. You know what that is? They could do hagba like nobody else. And these guys, they're mamish like family to me. I'll show you pictures. See, I can't do this when I tell the story, but I'll show you a picture. So these Bachrim, they love Elikus. I gotta find it. 1 second. So these boys, they love Yiddishkeit. That's what they love. They love the Rebbe. They love being Jewish. These boys, they're serious. They're Gesundte Chevra. They are mamish bodybuilders, but even more than bodybuilders, what they are is they are bouncers. And bouncers are people in the bar. So these boys, They're beautiful, holy Jews. And these Bachrim, they love learning Torah. They love everything. They come to the Chabad house. We learn. I feed them Friday nights. I feed them during the week also. And Dave Gardner, he comes to me. He says, "Yo, Rabbi," he says, "Hey, can you get me keychain of the Rebbe?" I said, "No problem." I call up Drimmers. It's 1992. Maybe it was 91. I can't remember exactly, but I call up Drimmers. They send me keychains of the Rebbe. They come Friday night before they go to the bar to be bouncers, and they come and they wear the outfit. They wear jeans. They wear a black t-shirt and a black leather jacket. They daven. They eat. They bench. And I say, "Hey, Dave, Jay, what happened to the keychains I gave you?" So he pulls down his black t-shirt, and they have the Rebbe. "We want the Rebbe right near our heart." That's what they say. They turned the Rebbe, the keychain, into a necklace. So, so they go to the bar. I need a minyan the next morning. They used to live, it's not there now, Powerhouse Gym on the corner of 9th and High. Powerhouse Gym. So what happened was, they destroyed the building, but it used to be there. So what happened was, I go to wake them up in the morning. I'm the Veka. I'm the only person in the world who's allowed to wake them besides for their mother. No one else. So I go there in the morning. "Wakey, wakey, Bachram, wake up!" And I'm banging on the door. "Hey, how did it go last night?" He said, "Yeah, it was great." I said, "What happened?" She said, "Everything was great." And we went to work. And there was a guy who gets shaky, he starts acting crazy. So we go up to him and we tell him, we say, "Hey, you got to behave." And he doesn't listen. He starts ripping my jacket. He starts ripping it. No problem. Then he starts tearing my t-shirt. No problem. Then all of a sudden, he grabs my Rebbe necklace and he starts yanking it. I pick him up, I throw him against the wall, and I say, "Don't mess with my Rebbe." So Pasha, these are Chassidish Yidden. They love the Rebbe. They have elikus b'pshitus. That's the deal. So what happens is, one of them, he has a big problem. He's shy, and he can't get a shidduch. His mother has Yena Machli Kanasa Abba Refsi. Now the shliach who's involved with them is Levi Gurkov in Long Island. You ask him. So what happens is his mother is Yena Machli. He goes to the oil and he davens at the oil and he cries out to Hashem, "Help me, my mother's sick." The Yena Machli disappears in the morning. One of them, he's a bouncer. So what's he going to do? Obvious. He has to become a lawyer. So he goes to school, and at night he needs money. He goes to a club. He's the bouncer at the club because he's huge. He's gigantic. So he's at the club, and it bothers him. He doesn't find a Jewish girl. So whenever he has a problem, he goes to the oil and he cries out, "Rebbe, you got to help me." And he stays the whole night. He has a thing. He stays the whole night. He davens at the oil, and then in the morning, he's very, very strong. He doesn't sleep. He goes to university at night. Goes to college at night. He's in the club. 11 o'clock at night. Pasha, he meets a Jewish girl. Last night he spent the whole night at the oil.
Wow.
He meets a Jewish girl, and they hit it off. They're talking. She can't believe it. A Jewish bouncer. And it's 2 o'clock in the morning. He has to leave. So he says, "Where you live?" "Long Island." He says, "I live in Long Island." So her name is Ruby. She gets in his car. He says, "I'll drive you home." They're driving. He says, "You know something? I just got to take a little detour. I got to go somewhere fast. She says, no problem. 2:30 in the morning, he pulls up at Montefiore Cemetery. She says, oh my God. She's thinking, I'm in the car with a psychopath. This guy. She says, Jay, is something bothering you? He says, no, it's great. She says, Jay, we can talk about it. It's 2:30 in the morning. What are you doing? We're at a cemetery. He says, could it be better? Now she's really scared. It's the first time she met him. So Ruby says, what are we doing? 2:30 in the morning at a cemetery. He says, last night I prayed the whole night by the Rebbe that I would meet a Jewish girl. I met you the following day. I have to say thank you to the Rebbe.
Huh.
They had 3 kids, 3 boys together. I have one question for you. Which Hasidic Bacha on the first date, 2:30 in the morning, goes to the oil? You know who? Dave Gardner and Jay Salzer. So
Wow.
this story is very powerful for me. The
Wow.
reason why it's so powerful is because, very simple, because the world is ready. All you have to do is you have to have a a a a foot in the door. All you have to do is like the story with the elderly lady. You know, Herb died. Got $72,000. This is mamish. I have to pay salaries. It's serious. It's not a joke. It's mamish serious. It's my life. I'm on the hook. I said I would pay. You see, someone works, you have to pay salaries, and take it very seriously. Baruch Hashem, a million billion times, I have never missed a paycheck. It's huge
Wow.
for me. So I'll tell you, the world is ready. The world, like the Rebbe says in the Sikha Toshim Vav, on Zeis Chanukah, the second for Brengen. The Rebbe says it's about us. The brachos are there. The question is, when we makabel the Torah, the Eibishter gives us the Torah, but we makabel the Torah. Are we pushing a keli for brachos to come, that we can take the Rebbe's brachos and do something with it? And if you're going to let silly, stupid money get in the way, ach and vey. It's just money. That's all it is. What are you scared of? Are they going to hurt your feelings? You know, if you learn with someone, that's the best. Because that's optimius.
Wow.
And
Wow. Beautiful.
you could take the parsha and make the parsha come to life. You learn chassidus. You know, you'd be surprised how there are concepts in chassidus which have helped me substantially raise money. You sell
Hmm.
a concept. You take a concept and you develop it and you explain it. They understand very, very well. Very, very well. You don't have to worry about
Hmm.
them. They understand very well. You just have to take it. The brachos are there, the Torah is there, everything's there. So you know, if you have any specific questions for me.
Um, I only have a few minutes left, so
Okay.
we do have to wrap it up. But I do. One question is: you said that the story with these 2 bachrim had a fundraising component.
Yes. Whenever I have a problem, I can call him up, one of them, and he gives a very nice check.
Wow.
You know, if I need a quick fix, you know, I'm careful. I'm calculated when I ask, who I ask, and what I ask. You know, so you know, because these Bachrim, they know me for a long time. They push it. You know, my family's their family, their family's my family's, and push it every year. We have a responsibility to help every year.
Hmm.
Every year, push it. Yeah, and even Lahavdil Goyim, their physical problem is our spiritual obligation. Their physical problem, their
Wow.
gashmis is our ruchnius. And if you really take that to heart,
Someone else's gashmis is your ruchnius.
yeah, I believe it.
Wow.
And push it, it makes sense. It makes sense.
Wow, that's powerful.
Okay,
Any uh,
L'chaim.
any closing remarks? Any last thoughts?
Closing remarks on Hey Tavis. The Rebbe's waiting for us. We have a job to do. It's only stupid money. That's all it is. It's only money. I know it's easy to say. I would encourage very simple. Shluchim, they should put money, have a cushion. If you live paycheck to paycheck, it's too much pressure. If you have a car, very simple, and you have gas in the car, as soon as you get to half a gallon, half your
Tank.
your tank, it's empty. So take a little money, put it in the bank, put it on CD, push yourself. And as soon as you get to a certain amount, pretend you have no money and you'll force yourself to get the money. But you'll do it with seichel. And strategy is very, very important.
Hmm.
I spent a lot of time on strategy.
I feel like we need to have another Farbrengen about strategy because if from this conversation, I would say it's all about the Mile Matamadas.
Well, it is because the brachos are there. But if you want to take the brachos, you have to work out strategy how to get the brachos. But strategy is critical every day. See, wherever I have a pad of paper, and I write down things I have to do. And for my psychology, I love getting things accomplished. I put a mark through it.
Hmm.
So every day, the first thing I do, I come into the office, I have a simple yellow pad of paper. And the pad of paper, I write down everything I have to do, phone calls I have to make, and I get a high. I the, there's a word for it, dorphine, I know, dorphine or
Dopamine.
something.
Dop-
Dopamine. I get a dopamine high when I take my pen and I cross it through that thing. It makes me happy. Push it. Have objectives. Have goals. Don't announce a capital campaign until you push it. It's strategy. That's what it's all the Abish's brachas. But you live in the world. You have to make strategy. Don't say I want to do this. You should have a bunch of gifts already secured, and you announce them. You stagger the campaign, so you're never going a lull going down. Right when you think it's going down, boom, you go up. It's all brachos. The truth is, it's all gaktachanik. Because at the end of the day, it's all brachos. The Rebbe gives us brachos. When you lose $80,000, mamish, you from $72,000, and then kind of horror, it's become a lot more. You have
Wow.
no idea. Don't give up on anyone. Don't give up on anyone.
Yeah,
And
I
you
think
know
that's
what?
one of you started off with your powerful part about not being Nispoel, coming back.
No, just smile. It's funny. Don't take yourself seriously. Take yourself seriously. He hurt me. He hurt my feelings. He embarrassed me. Don't take it seriously. It's a joke. It's a joke. It's a game. Everything's a game. And if you use strategy and you strategize, never, 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 never make a phone call. Phone call. You make a phone call. You can make a phone call, out of the blue, but you should make a strategy before you make the phone call. How, what, when, and why. Don't
Words, you
just
never
make
make
a
a phone
phone
call
call.
that's don't make a saying just without thinking. Is that what you're saying?
No, listen. I don't want to say. I can only tell you what I do. Every person you study, budget you study, and you understand the person, and then I love going to public events. I meet people at public events. And I what you could do public events you can't do anywhere else. For me, listen, I can only speak for myself.
Wow.
But if you make strategy, and if you live by it and you don't take yourself seriously, I think that's the biggest problem. He hurt my feelings. It's funny. He hurt my feelings. Well, you got a job. What are you taking so seriously for? You know? Who told you to take yourself seriously? The Rebbe's waiting. We need Mashiach right now. And we don't have time to wait. We have to make things happen now. And money is a means to an end. It's not an end in itself. And if you and it's a game. Everything's a game. You know? That's my 2 cents about it.
Well, beautiful. Rabbi Kaltman, thank you so much for sharing such
Okay,
um,
Shabbat of brachos.
beautiful
You
stories.
should, and don't be Nispoel, young shluchim. The world is waiting for you. When you go out to your city, that city belongs to you. You understand? It belongs to you. Every yid in that city is yours, and you can make it happen. The Rebbe's with you, and leap, plunge, charge, and we'll bring Mashiach once and for all, l'chaim.
Amen. Amen. Thank you, Rabbi Kaltman.
Thank you.
All the best.
Bye.